Well, welcome to all that must enter this domain. What you're about to listen to is me narrating my Rivals of Aether gothic fanfiction, The Tragedy of Aether. But this is a prequel before Tragedy, where the main character is Fleet, and she goes about and tries to stop the threat before it actually begins. Now, if you don't know, judging by the title, Fulgari is actually, the one she happens to meet. They don't fight at first sight. That was unintentionally rhymey. Unintentionally rhymey. And slow mode is off for this, so chat away. If you dare. I don't think we need Nightbot anymore. Because, well, my streams are not big. But, you know, sometimes I wonder if I should now, or wait until I get a good amount of viewers. I don't know why the internet's fluctuating, but that's okay. Perfectly normal. And I actually created this art, so, don't steal. And I can guarantee you that this adventure, I have a special surprise at the end of this series of narrations. And it's gonna make you go, yeah, that was Otama Blue. That's basically your scream because of the ending. It would be surprising and shocking. I'm not gonna spoil too much though, because that would just ruin the element of surprise. God damn it, the inner beautiful. No data, my ass. Well, I know you're tired of waiting. We've waited like 5 minutes for this. I guess now is a good time to fucking hell. Stop fluctuating. Alright, so we're gonna begin. That's the bottom line. The Tragedy of Aether. Before Tragedy. Chapter 2. Minutes pass, and the traveling continues. Fleet was making her way out of the forest, armed with her trusty bow and light arrows, but it was at this very moment when she sensed that she was being followed. "Who's there?" the archer vixen asked, beginning to get a little anxious. As anxiety filled her body, she grabs an arrow from her quiver and readies her bow, proceeding with caution and expecting for something to jump out at her. Seconds later, she heard a voice in the forest's darkness shout, "Halt!" It was then she saw something light up within the deep forest, and the anxiety began to reduce down. However, Fleet was still shaky, but she went ahead and quivered her arrow. When she turned around to find the source of the voice, she was greeted with an electric wolf whose weapon is a whip. "Who are you?" Fleet asked the stranger, still shaky and a little anxious. When she saw the expression change on his face to a more settling one, she began to calm herself. "Relax," the wolf calmly answered. "I'm FULGARI, an associate of the monasteries." As Fleet began to feel safer and her anxiety is reduced to nothing, she smiled and replied, "Heh, nice to meet you, FULGARI. I'm Fleet, an archer." When she finished introducing herself to her potential ally, FULGARI, she began to think of the encounter she had earlier, and she had an idea, as she knew that the monasteries helped during these times. "Can we kill abyssal creatures together?" the vixen asked FULGARI, holding out her free paw while awaiting a response. Luckily, it didn't take long for him to respond to that question at all. "Let's kill the abyssal creatures together," he confidently answered, raising a finger into the air before shaking Fleet's paw to become allies with her. As they shook paws, they both had a confident smile, and that alone makes them committed to killing the abyssal creatures. When the two began traveling out of the forest and through the rock wall, they began to sense slight atmospheric changes. The sky very slowly began to turn a was a very unsettling thing to witness, but with their combined forces and their confidence, they can probably end this nightmare before it starts. "Join us," a ghostly abyssal whisper spoke to them. "You know what's best for this world." It was at this moment gangers, resembling Fleet, materialized before their eyes. The two heroes ready their weapons simultaneously with the evil clones, and they begin the battle. Fleet readied an arrow and released it as the evil clone's arrow was approaching her, injuring the clone and dodging the deadly projectile. FULGARI, with his mastery of whip-wielding, whips the other clone's bow out of its hands and pulls it towards himself before finishing it with an enlightening, empowered thrash from the whip, killing the abyssal clone. "You fool," growled the remaining clone. "You think you're such a sharp shot, but you're cheap." The shadowy figure resembling Fleet tried to stand, but all it could do is stagger. "Well, unlike you, I know what's right for Aether." Fleet shunned her evil clone. "You're nothing but a corrupted being." While the abyssal clone bled, FULGARI grips its neck and tossed it to his left, leaving it vulnerable for a finisher. That was when the vixen of archery unquivered an arrow and impaled it into the creature's head, killing it off and sending it back to whence it came. Let's go, the wolf alerted. Will they come across an abandoned monastery to find the location of the ritual, or will they be too late and get injured or killed by the legendary demon lord? Only time and prayers will tell. Wow. Okay. Only one playback. I mean, wow. Never thought that something would just be so inactive. Like, I don't know why some people's narrations go way over the top and get absolutely attended, while my narrations just have very little to no retention. I guess I have something to work on. I guess I have something to work on. Oh well, I'll do my best.